Hi, how you doing? And welcome back to the video on the channel. What we have for you today is our preview video going into Game Week 17, my review of Game Week 16, how my team did, and my transfer thoughts moving forward. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe and like the video. We are a small channel, hopefully on our way to 100 subscribers. So if you can help with that, that would be greatly appreciated. And it is free. So let's get into the video and take a look at my Game Week 16. So it was kind of saved by Sunday's fixtures, to be honest. The defence wasn't good, to say the least. That Chelsea game in particular was very frustrating. Reece James has gone off injured again. Colwell came on. Neither of them got a clean sheet. Both of them got 1 point. And now Reece James is someone that I am looking at transferring out once again this game week. Haaland didn't even travel with Man City, so that was disappointing in itself. But I was lucky to vice captain Salah, who did get me 26 points, and Son came through as well. If it wasn't for those two, I would have had an absolute nightmare. I'm not really too fussed about transferring out Haaland unless he has some sort of major injury, because as soon as he's fit, I'm going to want him back in again. I have broken through the 1,000 point barrier, which is a great milestone for this stage of the season, and my overall rank has gone up just to inside the top 13k, which is obviously brilliant and something I'm really happy with, and something I'm definitely not taking for granted, especially in Christmas time because there's so many fixtures coming thick and fast. Let's take a look at the fixtures for this game week. So, as we get the fixtures on the board here, it is a Friday night deadline, so it's important you get your team sorted by 6:30 on Friday night. Spurs away at Forest could be a good game for Spurs, to be honest. I think in terms of captaincy this game week, you could captain Haaland if he is fit. I think I would always put Haaland in that captain conversation. But Liverpool do play Man United, which could be a little bit iffy, for someone like Salah. And I think Arsenal Brighton is not, that could be a 50-50 game. And then you've got sort of the combination of Chelsea at home to Sheffield United and Newcastle at home to Fulham. Maybe you're thinking of captaining either a Chelsea or a Newcastle player, but both Sheffield and Fulham do seem to have turned a corner in recent weeks. Sheffield with the new manager, Fulham with back-to-back 5-0 wins. So aside from Haaland, I think I probably would look at captaining Son this game week. Nottingham Forest aren't in the best form themselves, and Spurs might be riding high on the back of that 4-1 win to Newcastle. So my team, as it stands for this game week, is looking all right. To be honest, I've got the sort of Liverpool Man United, clash there defensively, but other than that, the fixtures are looking good. I've got Haaland at home to Crystal Palace, Salah at home to Man United, and like we say, Son away at Nottingham Forest. I do also have Watkins away at Brentford, which is a good fixture for Aston Villa. Brentford are a little bit hit and miss at the moment, and Aston Villa, whilst absolutely storming it at home, hopefully can replicate that away from home as well. As we said at the start of the video, my main transfer issue is Reece James. It's a shame because they do have Sheffield United at home, which you think on paper could be really good for Chelsea. I do have two free transfers in the bank and zero point 0.4 million as well. And it is something like I'm wanting to always have sort of two free transfers going into every game week around Christmas time, because there can be these sort of last minute injuries that you don't really hear about. And, I'm kind of waiting to hear if Reece James's injury is quite serious. If it is, these are the players I'm looking at swapping him out for. So the first option I'm going to talk about is Livramento. Now, I would be going with the Newcastle double up, and it does seem quite strange because they're just coming off the back of a 4-1 defeat against Spurs. But Newcastle's fixtures do look okay. I know Fulham are kind of on a bit of form, but you would still expect Newcastle at home to beat them. Then the Luton and Forest game does look quite good. For someone who is usually going to be a bench player, I don't need to spend loads of money on someone like Livramento. And if he can get a couple of clean sheets in those first three games, that looks really good. He's only 4.4 million and he is only 1.5% owned, which is fantastic, really. If you can get a low owned player at this stage of the season that you think is going to get you points, that'll get you ahead of the curve. You don't really want it to be a huge risk, but someone who's low budget that might come in and get you points is a good option, in my opinion. My next player is Saliba. Now, he is someone who is a lot highly owned. I do have that zero point 0.4 million in the bank, so I could do a straight swap from Reece James to Saliba without impacting anyone else in my team. I did have Saliba at the start of the season and he did well. My kind of concern with Arsenal is that they're not keeping clean sheets. There's that goalkeeper indecision that there's always going to be that conversation about. And conceding 3 goals to a team like Luton doesn't fill me with loads of confidence. What does fill me with confidence is those 4 games in the middle of that run there: West Ham, Fulham, Palace, and Forest. I think in terms of fixtures, that looks pretty solid. And, good fixtures creates good form. So hopefully, if Arsenal can turn it around defensively, I do think they are worth targeting those fixtures. Saliba is someone who is definitely going to play for Arsenal no matter what. So I also don't have to worry about rotation in that respect. My final player is Tarkowski, and it kind of seems a bit crazy that I'm talking about an Everton player in the same breath as an Arsenal player, but Everton have actually kept 3 clean sheets in the last 3 games. I would have talked about Branthwaite here. We did talk about that in the wildcard video earlier in the week, but Branthwaite has got suspended for the next game week, and because it's Burnley away, that's kind of one of the fixtures you do want to target. You don't really want to have a Everton defender suspended for Burnley and then bring him in for Spurs and Man City. That's not a good option. So for someone like Tarkowski, he is going to play unless there's something that comes up between now and the deadline. But what am I going to do with the 1 million that I'll save if I don't get Saliba in instead? Kind of working that out in a straight head to head. I think I would probably go with Saliba. The benefit of getting Tarkowski, like we say, is you save 1 million in the funds, but there's not really anyone premium that I think I would want to get in. I can't really make it to someone like Trent unless KDB comes back pretty soon, he's not really an option either. You'd want to sort of see him tested out first. So between Saliba and Tarkowski for me, let me know what you think in the comments. If you do have an opinion, if there's someone else that I've missed, love to hear it. I'm always grateful for any thoughts from anyone else. Please do also check out the wildcard video from earlier in the week. It's got some good ideas on it, I think, and it might help you out with other transfers that you're thinking of in your team. And please do like and subscribe. It is really appreciated. Very fortunate to sort of have the support that we get. And if you are new, that would also help keep you in track with how my team is doing, as we do have quite a good rank overall. So thank you very much for listening. Good luck in this game week, and I will see you in the next one.